So finally, the official chapter 1000 of One Piece is out, and I've already done my reaction. I did it quite a while back when the fan station came out, and if you haven't checked that out, you can go check that out, because today I will not try to take a very long time, because I know that people have already sat and talked about this. I mean, even the time of my review is late compared to when the chapter actually came out, so yeah, I'll just keep this brief to some interesting stuff which, probably hasn't been talked about, and then more of the exciting stuff which doesn't really get old even after you talk about it. But without further ado, let's jump into the chapter itself. And I think the first thing to note that I just kind of, I feel some type of way about is the whole kind of thing where last chapter, in chapter 999, Yamato talked about, I just feel like it's fate that out of all the pirates in the world, you brought Luffy, Ace's brother, right? Who carries also the will of D. And now this chapter, Momonosuke's going like, D. And I don't know, I just feel like there's a distinct possibility that Yamato may have said something about the will of D, maybe not fully explained it. Who knows what's written in Oden's book in the first place, but maybe might have said something, because Momonosuke's face is kind of like he recognizes that name. There is something about it, and correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as we know, Momonosuke doesn't really know anything about the initial D, so him now recognizing and having this facial expression that there's something up with that initial, for me, means that there's a possibility that Yamato might have said something about the will of D, who these people are, maybe in general, maybe something we've never heard before as well. But yeah, just something off the cuff, which I noticed this chapter and I said, might be an interesting point, because I'm waiting for hints about what's in this book to be dropped throughout, and maybe this is just one of them. Now, another thing is that Yamato kind of describes, everything that happened with Ace as, her believing that Ace would be the one to, what's this called? Free Wano would be the pirate from the prophecy. And she's just like, when he died, she explains that she was sad. And she says that, this era with new pirates kind of started with Ace. And then Ace died before, that appointed time, which makes me kind of feel like Ace is like his father, right? He came and arrived too early still. Roger arrived 20 years too early. Ace arrived, was there 2 years too early as well. So they were too early, both of them. And I think that's just an interesting point to make, and that they kind of set up the next people to what's this called? Who would actually be the people? Roger set up the whole age, and Ace essentially set Luffy up in the world. He talked about him, hyped him up, trained with him and everything as a child. So Ace, in some way or another, both of them in some way or another, kind of set Luffy up, because both of them were too early to actually take part in this prophecy. Although I do think it's a very interesting fact, the way that Roger was, seemed that he could be the person of prophecy, from his character, from his strength, everything about him. Same thing with Ace. It's just, for some reason, fate just had it that these two were too early. But I think easily enough, had they come at the right time, this person could have easily been Ace, could have easily been Roger. So that's yet another thing that I think was slightly put in, which is very interesting on Oda's part, to just kind of throw it in and kind of make other characters also special. I'm also thinking about a video of talking about special characters and characters who are not special and differences between them. But, I think, again, nothing that I mentioned in my reaction was this whole thing of Vivre cards, because I want to know how Vivre cards are made. Like, what is the science behind that? Because it seems anyone can make it. I mean, if it seemed like certain people had it, then I'd say maybe it's a devil fruit thing, but it seems anyone can make it. So there has to be some technique to doing it or something like that. And I want to know what that has to do. Like, how are Vivre cards made exactly? Like, is there some technological process? Is it some, I don't know, ancient artisan thing where it's just like, you have to be, like how you have a blacksmith, you have a Vivre card smith, and then they just go and make it for you. Like, what is the process in getting a Vivre card? Yeah. So, that's, I guess that's just that. Another thing is that when, there's a moment when Ace talks about Luffy and he says, Luffy said this one thing. And he's like, Yamato, you're not allowed to laugh at Luffy. Sabo and I are allowed, he's our brother. We love him like that. But no one else is allowed to laugh. And then, we have the discussion that follows. Yamato says, no, I wouldn't. Someone else said those words. And Ace like, oh, I'd like to meet them. Yamato says they're dead. Ace goes like, oh, why are you talking about dead people? You hyped me up for nothing. But just back to what Luffy and Roger said. Now, I don't think it was probably saying that they'd be the Pirate King. I know that there's a connection between those moments. One went to be Pirate King. But from this, it makes me more convinced that it wasn't the Pirate King. Because on one hand, Ace, Luffy, and Sabo back then were essentially all competing, to be the best, to be the Pirate King, to be, at the top of the pirating world. So I feel like that's a common thing, and it's too common to just not outright say. So I feel like it had to be something else, one of those distinct things that kind of links Luffy directly to Roger, despite, everyone saying this Pirate King line. Something that says, okay, wow, the fact that you would say this, almost like if you've watched, Last Airbender, right? Avatar Last Airbender, the fact that, how they know the next avatar is like, they put a whole bunch of toys, and the person who picks the exact same 4 toys as the previous avatar, that's when they know, like, because no one else would just like randomly pick the same 4 toys. So it's kind of like these choice of words of, I want to become this. No one else would just randomly say that. There has to be some significance, some link of fate there. And I think that's what it is with Luffy and Roger. I think there's something distinct that they say. Another reason I say this is because not everyone in the One Piece world wants to do the same thing as a pirate. Yes, I know that the whole pirate age of finding the One Piece, people want to become the Pirate King, but I think one thing is that not everyone's trying to find the One Piece. Of course, I know that's the more obvious one, but not everyone's trying to be a pirate to find the One Piece. And the second thing, I don't think everyone who wants to find the One Piece wants to be the Pirate King. Some people just want the treasure. They don't want the title of Pirate King. And then some people want the Pirate King, and they're not as interested in the treasure, but they want to be at the top of the pirating world. And, money, yeah, but they're not that interested. They're more interested in the title. I think some people want both the treasure and the title, but people want it for different reasons, right? Look at Big Mom. Big Mom once talks about also, finding, being able to, if she had the giants, be the Pirate King, even before Whitebeard and Kaido beat all those guys. But at the same time, we know Big Mom's dream really is to have her tea party where everyone can be there at the same level and, enjoy a meal there. So it's like she wants to be Pirate King, but that's not really, but her reason and, what Pirate King gives her as far as, pushing her dream, it's not the same motivation as probably what would motivate Kaido or Luffy. It's a bit different at the same time. And I feel like that the fact that, you have all these pirates who want to become Pirate King for different reasons and who, different pirates who don't even want to become Pirate King, who want to become Pirate King, but don't care about the One Piece, who care about the One Piece, not Pirate King status. Like that, all of that mixture just kind of amplifies the fact that there's very little chance that, what Roger said and Luffy said was just Pirate King. And that which is something that anyone can say. Is that probably they have a way of thinking which is very similar and, which kind of just proves their connection and, passing on the will. But it kind of proves that they have a special link, which is not just, I want to be Pirate King. They want to do something. I don't know whether it's accomplish something or be something. They want to have or, do this something. And that is what is amazing that, these two people who've never met, never seen each other, wanted to do the exact same thing. Now, moving on to the more exciting parts of this chapter, of course, from the standoff of the classic 5 pirates who we've been talking about, Zoro, Sanji, my bad. Luffy, Zoro, Kid, Killer, Law. There we go. Versus Big Mom and Kaido. Number 1, I don't think this is going to be a Luffy versus Kaido or Luffy versus Big Mom, Kid versus Kaido, this person versus, I don't think it's going to be like split up like that. I think that it's going to be like 5 versus 2. Like Big Mom and Kaido more or less working together and these guys more or less working together. Because as much as we think, oh no, Big Mom and Kaido would never work together. Kid's not exactly planning to work with these guys either. Law is not exactly planning that, okay, actually Law is planning to work with these guys because Law is smart. Luffy is not exactly planning that, okay, I need to work with Kid and Law and these guys to do stuff. Luffy's just planning to do his own thing. He knows that Law will kind of help him, so he'll probably tell Law, like, oh, help me do this, or take, Kinemon down, or something like that. But Luffy's not really planning to work nicely with everyone. Neither is Kid and Killer and Zoro. None of these guys. Probably Law is the only one. So, I don't think that, it's gonna just be a very well meshed together kind of team up, but it will be a team up of 5 and then 2 on the other hand. Same thing with Kaido and Big Mom. I think that they are so used to fighting on their own that they're not used to fighting together, but I think they know they're in a team, so they're going to fight together. So I think that's just a given. But yeah, I think it's just going to be 5 versus 2. The matchups will keep changing. At some point you have Big Mom versus Luffy. Sometimes you have Kaido versus Luffy. Same thing with Kid, Zoro, Killer, Law. Like, it's just going to keep changing and everything like that. Once again, as far as power scaling, like I've been saying, I think that Kid and Zoro similar level. So Killer and Zoro similar level. Killer has every right to be there. Zoro has every right to be there. Luffy and Kid similar level. They all have their rights to be there. And as far as, what each one brings to the table, I guess we just have to wait and see. Like, there's not much we have to go on as far as specific techniques, but we can kind of tell that just like the way Luffy's been saving his stuff and what he can really do for this fight, and he hasn't really shown it yet, Kid's been doing the same thing. Killer's been doing the same thing. As much as people like to say that Kid just spams Metal Claw, and that's all he can do, I'm pretty sure that, he can do other stuff, but, right now, especially in this context, it's kind of like save your energy. Everyone knows that. Why would Kid go all out and show everything he's got when it's not even Kaido yet? And that's the reason why he came, right? So, another thing is, this was a hype moment, and I'm sure we've all kind of like talked about the hype as much as possible, but I really want to see how we kind of take this, right? One is kind of like the reactions of the Yonko. Will they get serious at first? Will they not? But also kind of the whole Haki thing. Like, let me know what you guys think on that. Like, is this Red Rock Haki? Is it not Haki? Like, the advanced type of Haki? What is it really? I really don't know. It's a mystery for me right now. But yeah, that's about it of this review. I know there's a lot of exciting stuff to talk about, and yeah, I just feel like a lot of these things have been said, have been repeated, and I don't want to bore you guys with details of stuff that have already been said. But for now, this will be it from me. Of course, we've got other videos. I saw the special done by the guys with the people who did Shokugeki no Soma, but of Sanji. I thought that was absolutely beast-like of them. Captured everything perfectly, and I will do kind of like review of both of the chapters probably tomorrow. Probably tomorrow, and get that out. But for now, for chapter 1000, this is it. I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm not sure we'll exactly get this same action going on. I'm pretty sure we'll pan back. There's a lot of characters who are still missing, who we haven't seen in a while, and we want to get to see what's going on with them. We've got plans with Tama, Usopp, and Nami. We've got stuff with Ulti and Page 1. We've got stuff with Yamato, Momo. We've got stuff with the island itself moving. We've got stuff with the people versus the Toby Roppo, Sanji, how's he getting out of there, Brook and Robin. There's a lot of stuff going on. So I don't know if we'll get this again. We might just pan back and go see what's going on there, and then have the fight kind of, or maybe start off the fight here, then change, then come back, have the fight and everything going on, and then kind of just get into the action, kind of have an introduction to the action. And then next time we see them, we're in the action. Maybe not see like the whole thing. But yeah, that's it for me in this video. Tell me what you guys think. Anything that you thought I was off base about. All the stuff that I said before about kind of the connection between Luffy, Roger. Stuff with Yamato and Ace. People being pirates, their reasons. And also the action. How do you think it's going to go? Anyway, guys, if you please subscribe. First of all, yeah, like the video, subscribe. Share this video with other people, and thank you for watching this video thus far. This is King KZ, and I'm out.